we are lucky enough to have a little bit more time in Taipei than most people. Because we've already seen a lot of the must-sees in this town, we're gonna use this opportunity to get off the beaten track and see some things that tourists maybe don't have the opportunity to normally see because they don't have the time.
I am made to be free.
That starts for us here at the Taipei Farmers Market.
We actually stumbled upon the farmers market by accident because we came to the Taiwan expo kind of area for a couple of museums and stuff we wanted to see. But there's so much going on. It's Saturday today. So yeah, there's the farmers market. There's like a sports culture festival going on.
Sports culture expo.
There's like music and people dancing and bands and big airplanes flying overhead.
Yeah, this airport here close by. Sort of a nice slice of local life. Because it's like an actual farmer's market. People are like buying produce and stuff. Yeah, kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting walk so far through a couple like really unique sort of spaces. Just exploring for exploring's sake. Part of getting off the beaten path. But we come across our second surprise, aside from it's kind of the expo center. We found the Taipei Rose Garden.
And it's actually in bloom.
They have roses, like tons of roses. Nice.
We have arrived to our first planned destination called the Linan Tai Historical House
Yeah, museum.
and Museum. It's free to enter, we believe. And you just wander around the grounds in the old historical buildings. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I guess it's an old, historic, like a mansion building.
So yeah, you can just like explore through the old mansion. This is the oldest house in Taipei, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's all wooden. It's very, very pretty.
What a lovely little park, historic space. The house is fun to explore. They have
Stamps?
like stamps, like make your like postcards or like false and thing. Anyways, we were like running around collecting stamps. It's just like a nice, beautiful, like little calm, nice little park.
And it's free, which is so
And it's
nice.
free, so you just come and just enjoy a nice, peaceful, relaxing time. You definitely wouldn't do if you had 2 days here and you had to race around, but if you had a little bit more time, you want to kind of relax, it's a really nice place to come. Our next stop on the Taipei tour of slightly lesser seen things is the Taipei Museum of Fine Art. So maybe you watched our first video and you saw us go to, what was it called? Contemporary Art Museum. Guys, that one was no good. I hope this one has real art in it. I think it's modern, but I think it's like somebody put effort in. So we'll find out, but I got my hopes are high.
So far, we're really enjoying this museum, especially compared to the Museum of Contemporary Art. This art is much more like thought-provoking. We're done at the Fine Arts Museum. It was very nice.
The superior modern art museum if you're here. Not only is it cheaper, it's objectively better.
Yeah.
So, and there's lots to do around this area.
Yeah,
So
you
if
can
you're
make
in
a
the area,
day out of it.
come to this one, miss the other one. What's the other one even called?
The Museum of Contemporary Art, we didn't like as much.
Our next stop on our little tour of the area is at the National Martyrs Shrine, and it's a memorial complex for soldiers of the Republic of China or Taiwan that have been killed in the various different conflicts, starting even before, of course, the Chinese Civil War, and is made specifically to look like some of the buildings in the Forbidden City in Beijing. Yeah. Sort of see how the Taiwan Republic of China honors its fallen, and so always interesting to see these kind of things when you're visiting a place. When we showed up here this morning, we had absolutely no idea. It was all quiet, just aunties at the farmer's market selling some bok choy.
Now it's bumping.
And now it's bumping, it's crazy. I thought this was undiscovered Taipei. It was just unknown to us Taipei. But that's the end of our day here. We're up to a night market, but if you want to see that, gotta watch all the content. And then tomorrow we got more unseen, unknown, undiscovered to us, perhaps just Taipei.
This morning we've come to the end of the red line to Fort San Domingo. It's the third oldest fort on the island. And right out of the station there's this like wonderful waterside park. It's Sunday morning this morning, so there's lots of people out riding their bikes. It's just lovely. It's actually like really, really nice.
Out of the forts that are popular to visit here in Taiwan, the most popular is Fort Zealandia down south. I haven't seen anybody say to go here, and I don't know why. It's so close, it's so accessible, and so we had to check it out. From the terminus station of that red line, you can take a bus to the fort, but you should just walk. It's got a lovely waterfront walk. It's bustling with people, maybe just because it's Sunday. It's shops, restaurants,
Stalls.
but it's just like a beautiful walk. So nice. It's only about 20 minutes, so don't take the bus up. Go for a nice walk. We have arrived to the fort.
It's lovely.
And it's so nice. We got our tickets, and each ticket costs 80 NT per person. We're excited. It looks very nice. It looks very like cozy. What a nice cozy Sunday morning activity down here. Oceanside at the historic park. Come on. It's actually a really interesting little bit of history here. So this was the original fort. All the flags out the front of this building kind of show like the order of who was sort of on this site. Started with the Spanish, and then became the Dutch, and there was a few what we call Chinese, mainland China sort of dynasties that came through, and then it was occupied by the British before the Japanese, and then the Australians and the Americans, and finally, of course, the Taiwanese have it now. It's just really interesting to see because the perspective around colonialism in Taiwan, even in the informational videos we watched, it seems like the Spanish came and sort of occupied the space with only the indigenous or the Aboriginal communities having claim to the islands. Like there was no other, even until the 16th century, there was no other sort of like empire or dynasty sort of colonial power of any country of any kind. Like China sort of didn't even claim it as theirs. It was just sort of like left to the indigenous communities. They don't seem to have like a real anti-colonial angle to anything. Like nobody was upset seemingly that this, aside from of course the indigenous communities, but nobody was upset seemingly that the Spanish were here. Like even Taiwan wasn't like, oh, we finally wrestled it back from those Westerners. They were like, yeah, well, Spain had it first, and then, you know, eventually we got it. Like it's like a really interesting sort of like
It didn't become
perspective or angle. What a treat.
Yeah, it's really
What a treat. Oh, what a treat. It's just like a really nice place to explore, seeing the old buildings. Taiwanese people love it. Everybody's doing a frickin' photo shoot here. It's a very pretty looking place. It's very peaceful, relaxing. The temperature's nice. Nice view, gorgeous views. What a treat to come out. I'm really glad that we discovered to come out here. And there's not a lot of tourists out here. It's all locals, and I don't know why. It's so nice, it's so pleasant. Actually, I discovered this only because it literally like popped up on Google Maps. And I was like, what's that? Clicked it, it was close by, and I scrolled through the pictures. I thought, that's really nice. Why haven't I heard of this? I still don't know why.
Yeah,
Nobody talks about it. It's just, maybe it's just not as exciting and appealing. Has so much things to do, but if you have any amount of time here and you just want to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of Taipei, it's a really nice kind of like little day trip, a little Sunday day trip. Like, yeah.
Behind the fort is actually a little bit of a college campus, and it's really nice. Like there's a little waterfall and some more historical buildings. So most people, when they want to leave the city, they go to Shifan Old Street or Jiufen Old Street. But you don't really hear about people coming out to Wulai Old Street and Waterfall. So that's where we've come today on this beautiful sunny day. It's one bus to come out here, super easy, and the drive is absolutely beautiful. And now we're along the river.
And up into the mountains.
Yeah, it's so beautiful up here. I'm really excited.
We are headed up the Old Street right now, looking for, there's apparently some cute little train we're trying to take. But we're starting to see something interesting that we haven't seen yet in Taipei, which is Indigenous Taiwan influence. On the drive up, we saw some like murals and art related to Indigenous Taiwanese. And I think we're seeing
The
language here. Super interesting. And first impressions of this town, very good. Something that Stacy discovered about Wulai up here is there's a old street and there's like a nice famous kind of like waterfall, but also there's this train line that was for logging originally. And now it's like
And it's so little.
now it's a tourist attraction. So you like ride through the little train. It's pretty fun. That's just like a good fun activity. So we've gotten to the main station. We just gotta buy tickets. Stacy tells us they're cheap. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And then we'll have this adorable little train ride. Got our tickets. And the line is building behind us. So our pro tip, like every other useless pro trip has ever been told, is go early.
Apparently you can get up to like a 2-hour wait, but the walk is only 20 minutes. So
Come early, do it for fun.
we're gonna walk back. I
Because
think.
it's not worth waiting probably 2 hours for. I haven't done it yet, but 2 hours for a 20-minute walk. So come early and just enjoy.
We're on the little train. It's so cute. I'm so excited.
Now look at this guy. One of the major foods of Indigenous Taiwanese is the boar. So you see its iconography everywhere, especially over this town. They're kind of touristing it up a bit. This train is very cute.
There's even a tunnel!
We arrived to the waterfall.
Beautiful.
It is very beautiful. It's a neat little like town down here. A neat little place to come out and see. And very enjoyable. The temperature is a little warmer than it's been the last few days. But a good temperature to come out to visit and see the waterfall. It's been so enjoyable hanging out here by the waterfall. But Stacy's biggest gripe is I can just sit and like just stare at things and think about things forever. I know, and I sat in one spot and just haven't moved. And I just stare at the waterfall. And it's something I like to do. It's very nice. It's way less busy out here than I think either of us expected. But Stacey only has so much patience, so we gotta get some food. And actually, because of the Indigenous influence around here, we're gonna go try some Indigenous Taiwanese food. Which, if you want to see, we gotta watch all the content. On our walk back into town, you can see people down here. There's hot springs around here. There's the natural hot springs is down there, and then there's people going for a swim and people laying out, people in the river. Neat. So I guess if you have more time or the know-how or whatever, you can come down here and enjoy the hot springs too.
Something that we didn't know was here in Wulai is a free museum about the local tribe called the Atayal tribe. So yeah, we're gonna head in and learn a little bit about the local tribe.
If you come here, we highly recommend that you stop in the museum. It's not very big, but it is 3 floors tall and it's interesting enough. You can learn sort of a little bit about the area, the region, the people. When you come up here, we learned that Indigenous groups make up 2.5% of Taiwan's total population, and that Wulai was derived from an Atayal word meaning hot spring. So it's neat. It's nice to sort of see them. We just kind of had no idea. Headed up here, we had no idea there was so much Aboriginal influence, that there was so much Indigenous stuff up here. So kind of been a nice surprise. Our time is coming to an end here in the Taipei area. It's been really nice getting away from the main tourist attractions, right? Getting to the Fine Arts Museum, heading to San Domingo Fort, and then coming out here to the Wulai area and the waterfall has been thoroughly enjoyable. If you have the time in and around the Taipei area, we highly recommend you come check these sites out. I think I liked this Wulai area more than even Shifen or Jifen. And so there's treasures to be found off the sort of main tourist path, and we've discovered that they're worth visiting in a lot of cases.
Definitely.
So hopefully you give yourself a little bit more time in Taipei so you can see the main things. You want to be seeing Taipei 101, but you also, it's worth it to get out and kind of explore a little bit.